No, they can give us.
Good, Harry. Whole section, narrow section, and our section. Welcome, everyone. Committee meetings for Monday, May 13th. And we have one special health services committee meeting tonight. And we'll start off with that.
Good evening, everybody. We'll open the special health services committee meeting at 6 p.m. It's authorizing the Greene County Department of Public Health and Greene County Economic Development, Tourism and Planning Department to prepare and issue an RFP for planning and engineering services in order to provide a corridor study of a section of New York State Route 145, 7.1 miles, through the town of East Durham, New York, in order to do an assessment of transportation-related health and safety, NYS DOH Year 12 Performance Incentive. I would like to make that motion.
Second.
Second by Boomer and True. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Dawn, is this
Any
available?
discussion?
Is this available to any town?
No, Laura, there was a criteria they determined for us.
Laura's here. Go ahead, Laura. You know.
Oh, so when this came to public health, they gave us two communities they asked us to look at specifically. One was Prattsville and one was Durham. And so I reached out to Patty, and knowing that Durham, I haven't known Durham to get money before, we used that community as our target. And we apparently are not any municipal plans, so the Department of Transportation is very interested in helping Greene County to secure funding to make improvements to public safety and pedestrian and bike safety in communities. And the corridor of 145 was identified as having a higher than average traffic accident rates, and so they kind of want to take a look at it and incorporate bike and ped safety. So
Is that in front of the high school?
and that was in our meeting, that was the number one area that we
It's like
agreed
7 miles.
7.1.
That'll go right through Durham away.
And they're also going to look at Oak Hill as part of that as well. So Oak Hill, there are a lot of businesses that are popping up there, and there's really no room for it at all.
Okay. Excellent.
Can you put me down for a second for that too, Tammy?
I will. Thank you, everybody. Is that it? Anything else for health services? No?
Motion to close.
Did you have a close?
Yeah.
You had,
We did.
was, okay.
Yes.
I just did.
Rivera to motion to close, and I'll second that. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to open county services at 6:04. We have 3 proposed action items, but first we have Department of Social Services Commissioner Kyra Pospisil.
Good evening, everybody. So this is going to be fun. Come on, Jay, look happy, excited. So the first question, so why are we here? You're probably wondering, you got a lot of better things to do instead of listening to me up here. So I'll tell you why you're here and why it's important to all the people that you represent. So the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, OTDA, Sean likes to call it OTDA. I've heard him say on many occasions what they like OTDA. They measure all of our supplemental nutrition assistance, our SNAP applications, and our temporary assistance timeliness rates. Those applications need to be done within 30 days, or we're going to be looking at some sort of sanction. So it's important to you that I get my work done, or all of us are going to be paying a hefty price. So here are the real numbers. They're not good. They're the worst I've seen. The first set is green. You can see I trended from January compared to the rest of the state. In TA, we were 79% in January, we looked pretty good. Rest of the state was 71%, SNAP was 67, purchase 78. In February, all of a sudden, you can see that there's a change happening already. I was at 71, the rest of the state was at 80. By March, I hit 63. The state had did some hiring. They were able to figure out what the issues were. They were back up to 88%. The SNAP, I fell to 47. Across the rest of the state, they're 82.
What do you mean 47, like 40?
So 47% of the applications were determined within 30 days.
Okay.
So the other number I didn't put up there, a different way to think about it is that how many of those cases did it take me over 60 days to even determine? So I figured those out a couple minutes ago. So in February, my TA cases over 60 days were 12%, SNAP was 10%. By March, over 60 days, I was 24%, and SNAP was 30%. So we've done many things to address this issue of timeliness. What can I do? Overtime. I took a look at all the different cases, we put them together, and every idea we had has not changed around these numbers. The harder we work, the worse the numbers get.
Well, how's the state doing so fast?
How does the state do it? Well, I'll get to that. That's a very good question. So the biggest issue we have here, the ongoing issue, is our vacancy rate is 21%. When I took a look at that, I needed to cover the front end. So all hands on deck, including my own secretary, I have her answering the phone downstairs. I have everybody under the sun answering the phone to figure out what should happen. That means I was pulling the eligibility staff out and they weren't doing the eligibility terminations. So those numbers continue to just fall apart. So going to meetings, we all hear this new terminology, and 6 months ago, if you would have said to me, you're going to talk potentially about AI, I would have laughed at you to say, no, we're not. Where is that coming from? But we're looking at a new adventure, AI. And Daryl has a question.
Can you do me a favor and lower the microphone? They're repeating this. No, the volume, there should be a volume button.
A volume button?
Yeah, probably in the. Your voice carries very good.
Because I had two brothers, so it had to.
I'll just cut it.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there's lots of buttons over there. It's like an oven. Okay, so here we go. So what I found is there's an organization called TIPCO Automated Systems. They have an eligibility verification assistant. It goes by the terminology of EVA. That can be part of our solution. Charlie, paying attention? We're going to talk about EVA. I got you.
Say what? It's artificial intelligence.
Okay, so what is EVA? What does EVA stand for?
Siri's sister.
No, it's not serious. There's three components to EVA. We're looking at a phone component that can answer common questions. Common questions are, what's the hours of the office? How do I put in an application? How do I look up the benefits? General questions are not specific for a case. In here is they can take change of the circumstances, provide real-time transaction, and here's the golden nugget. Take a look at this. They can do incoming calls for 75 languages. I've never met a human being who can do 75 languages. What I have to do right now more frequently, I have to get language line. It takes us hours to be able to communicate. By the time you try to talk to somebody for a couple hours, they get a little upset with you and angry, and you learn new terminology and a completely different language.
Yep.
So that's always fun to do.
Means the same.
So that's the first component that we're looking at. The second one is really very interesting, called EVA Chat. EVA Chat can take all of the regulations I have from the 3 state agencies. We can take all the administrative directives, the GIST messages, the LCMs, all of that data, all of the state and the federal regulations. We can put it into EVA. The workers can actually have a button on their computer and they can ask the computer a question. We can figure out where the regulation is and what the right answer is. That is going to save a heck of a lot of time. The third thing we're looking at is what we call EVA's rights and responsibilities. Believe it or not, when we do documentation with clients, we have to read word for word a script and the client needs to sign off. That takes a lot of time. and then what you need to do with it. This is gonna keep that, for us, that we can go back to it and we can look at it again. So it's those three components. It is not doing eligibility determinations. It is not taking place of the staff. It's really, we're working around the edges. We're hoping the state of New York is talking about lots of changes in the eligibility system. By 2027, they're gonna change the whole front end. They may take a part of this, but we are not sure yet. So it's those three modules we're looking at. With the outcome, or the outcome that I'm looking at, is reducing administrative burdens and manual processes. We're gonna be able to enable us to expedite the eligibility terminations, because we need to get back in those timeframes. I can't set us up for any sort of lawsuit if we're not doing the work that we need to be doing. And hopefully, we're gonna be able to empower individuals and families, to access the resources that they need. So it's really high level around the edges. It's not case specific. So it's a first step. We're one of 4 counties that are looking at it. It's Clinton, Oswego, Jefferson, and Greene.
And what do you already use it?
Oswego just started, but they're not live yet.
Well, no other counties.
No, those-
In this state or is this
Well, in New York State.
in New York State, but if out of state counties are using it?
No, well, unfortunately, New York doesn't look like any other state, so there's not an EVA comparable to another state.
Well, you can make other names for the same type of service too.
Yeah, this,
No, but not the complexity of New York.
this is pretty much a sole source.
Kyra, is it on a state roster of responsible vendors?
Is TIPCO. TIPCO actually has been actively in all the dialogues. The state is embracing us. The state's actually encouraging us to do this for you. Sean was in one of the meetings and they were very, very positive.
So would the staff need training on this, or?
So there's where the complexity comes in. It's gonna be in seven different modules of how we even implement it. So it's gonna take us probably a good month and a half if we go forward with this, for the training and how we put in the data and how all the stuff comes out, because we're looking at purchasing 2 EVAs, so that wouldn't take all the calls from the front end. And then how long are they in the queue before somebody offer the answering service here 24/7. Right now I'm on an answer machine. In all emergencies, obviously go out to 911, but it would be able to keep some of that data that we do get after hours.
Will this company offer the training
Yes,
as part of the purchase?
correct. More questions?
This was a big discussion this year, and AI in general, not just on your side of things. And it was very useful, especially like you said, on some of the front end, the generic stuff. But some of it's kind of scary,
Yeah.
how good it is. But I think it's just like a computer, it's only as good as the information that goes into it. How do we catch things that maybe get answered wrong by AI? That was the problem.
So that's why we're looking at it, 1 year, we're looking at 37.5. The second year will be 15,000. So it's not a lot of money up front. Can it potentially help out? It could be the biggest flop we've ever thought about. But we need to do something. We're just not able to get the staff. So to answer your question earlier, what does the state do? The state actually have been going after our staff. Each and every time I meet with the state commissioners, they want me to thank you all. They want you to know that your staff comes to work. They come to work early. They're very efficient and they're leading teams. So you develop some amazing staff in the state of New York.
Right.
Wonderful.
The other major thing that they did is they just passed emergency hiring, and they're expanding it, and they're gonna recruit more state workers. So every time they give us something to help us out, whether it's the health program, and I know Nicole's here, her and her team have done a great job. She just can't get them in fast enough. They're here basically with us for training for 2 years, and it looks like they can have any state job they want at this point. So thank you on behalf of the state of New York. It's not helping us because we need to be able to develop these teams again. Did I miss any other questions?
Legwork on that.
Thank you, Kara. Proposed action item number 1, authorizing contract, TIPCO's eligibility verification assistant, EVA. I will move that. Do we have a second?
Vera?
Kara and
True.
Yeah, Linger and True.
Linger and True. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Number 2, authorizing MOU between Greene County Department of Human Services and Department of Economic Development, Tourism Planning for transportation services provided by Greene County Transit System.
Like Lucas.
Okay, who was that?
Like Lucas.
Lucas and
Wagon Lucas.
Leg and Lucas. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? There was no mumbling allowed here. Proposed action item number 3, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services and Unique Training Solutions. Handle.
True.
True, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Does anyone else have anything else for county services this evening?
We also have Michelle Dio on Zoom.
Okay.
And Greg Warren.
Shel, do you have anything for us?
I don't. I just wanted to make sure everyone received my email from this morning. And just make sure everyone remembers that we have honor event. Excuse me a minute. That we have honor event on Saturday at 10 a.m. Sorry, I'm in class. And we're honoring U.S. Marine Corporal Lawrence Dwan. And we also have the Ray Brooks Fishing Derby and Luncheon coming up on June 6th. In the email, I also provided the list of Memorial Day ceremonies and parades that are occurring next weekend. And the Cards for Veterans Drive for Armed Forces Day. And that was it. I just wanted to touch base. I know you guys haven't seen me in a while. I'm almost there, more than halfway there. And I just wanted to make sure that you got the email. Okay? Any questions?
I don't see any hands up. Thank you.
Okay. Yep, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, open handle. We are adjourned. Thank you.
You there? Workshop.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to bring the call Public Works Committee to order at 6:20. We'll start with the Highway Superintendent's report.
We have quite a number of resolutions for this month. We have a lot of work going on, so it's construction season, extremely busy. Our crews are busy at work, changing culverts, doing ditching work, and preparing for the upcoming paving season. We'll go through the bridge projects, County Route 40 and 61. Both projects are on schedule for 2025 construction season. They're right now, both of them are in right away. They're trying to wrap up some of the right-of-way issues we have on both projects. The design proposals should be going to New York State DOT for approval, but until we get right-of-way clearance, we can't put those out. So it looks like 2025, they still are on schedule. Spruce Turn Road Bridge in the town of Lexington. is in design and right away. That looks like a 2026 project. Same as County 20 Bridge in Durham. The Platte Clove Road Bridge in the town of Hunter. We expect to do the public hearing meeting in the next 2 weeks. We have an engineer involved. They're doing renderings right now to present to the public. We had a couple changes and tweaks that we'd like to see. They're gonna present it to the public and hopefully get a good results, and that'll go next year as well. County 3 culvert in Halkett, that is expected to go in 2026. County 2 culvert replacement in the town of Lexington that majority was completed last year. We just have some minor punch list items. It's the live stake and the guide rail installation. Once that's completed, that'll be wrapped up. County 1 culvert in the town of Halkett. The construction for that is this year. We're probably not going to see the contractor mobilize until July, August, because of the fabrication of the structure. Colorusso won both 23C culvert as well as that culvert in Halkett, which actually lines up for them perfect in this construction season. They should be starting around June 15th on 23C and then headed over to Halkett immediately after that. County 67 culvert replacement in Greenville. Because of the fabrication of that structure, they don't plan to mobilize until the end of July, early August. 61 road slide, we have CDM Smith. They're trying to mobilize and get everything ready to do the inspection of that slide up there. For finalizing this year's paving program, we're expected to do about 27 miles of paving, 20 miles of actual surface treatment, and then probably 10 more miles of crack seal, and other various surface treatments that we typically do. So it's going to be another good year. That's why you see 67 and the budget amendment to really cover the majority of that. That was unexpected. We got that red flag last year, and 67 was a major concern for us. So that's why you see that budget amendment for work on that project. For solid waste, if anyone's been to the Catskill transfer station, you can see that there's major movement and construction there. So they've started, they're actually well on their way. They're moving right along. Hopefully that gets wrapped up this season. Everything right now is on schedule. HHW Day, we've confirmed with the contractor and the town of Wyndham, Saturday, June 29th from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30. And that's going to be at the highway garage in the town of Wyndham.
Is there any way I had a schedule like maybe starting 3 weeks out so we can start putting that on the rep or something?
Absolutely.
What was that? What was that last one?
It is Saturday, June 29th.
Yeah. Hazardous waste day.
Hazardous waste day in Wyndham, the highway garage,
Yeah, that's
8:30 a.m. to 12:30.
Maybe even get it in a paper or two.
We'll definitely put it on the rep. They're really good. I mean, that's
Yeah.
8:30 to what, Smith?
8:30 to 12:30.
Maybe get on the porcupine soup too. Yeah.
That's that much.
What's that, what do you think? I wouldn't advertise that much. Oh, okay. I got it.
You see the attachment that I included for the solid waste services. I just wanted to give you just a clip of what we added to the 2023 annual report. You can see all the services that solid waste provides to all of Greene County. And not only just the 4 transfer stations that we have that we operate and maintain, the different recycling centers throughout the county that we also service, including the senior centers, town cleanup days, paper boxes, needle kiosks, and the 2 hazardous waste days.
What's the hazardous waste day in Athens? When is that one?
That is going to be September.
September what? 7th. September 7th. Thank you.
It's on the solid waste recycling one that you
Yes.
we've changed our operations, I guess, apparently. We're not using those wet bags for the cans or.
What's this now? I didn't hear you. What are we
It's
talking
an
about?
operation that we've changed. We're not supplying it for the outside towns that have their own recycling centers.
Most of them have a container now.
Big lead bags or something.
Why you need some?
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking for them, but I don't know who they call. I just said that you don't use them anymore and you weren't ordering them anymore. So I didn't know if that was.
Most of the town recycling
Most of them
centers have their
a container
containers,
now. I think you're the only one that uses the bags in the Baltimore, so
What containers?
the regular big container that you put everything in.
20-yard containers.
20 yards, plastic, glass.
That's, okay. Let's, afterwards, and we'll see what they
Okay.
get.
I'm assuming the Baltimore.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
That's like it.
I just asked you about Jefferson Heights.
Oh, yes. There's two things. Thank you for bringing that up. Jefferson Heights sidewalks, we have a contractor that's gonna take a look at it. That should be scheduled within the next couple of weeks. Not to get installed, but have a contractor out there to take a look at it, but it's definitely gonna be installed this season. We also got news from Molinar's office and Housing and Urban Development that we did receive the grant for the Leeds sidewalk project, or Leeds improvement project, which also includes sidewalks, infrastructure.
What was the award? What was the award? How many? 2 mil?
2 million,
2 million. Did Bridge New York come out yet?
not for this new round now.
So what about the slide,
Which one?
Jefferson Heights?
Jefferson Heights?
Right.
We have an engineer that's gonna be taking a look at it.
Yeah, but when? I mean, that's.
Well,
this happened and
they have been out there, and our engineering firm is gonna give us a proposal, just like Kenner 61. They said that
So when are
there's
they
no
doing
imminent
all
failure threat.
there's no failure threat?
It's not an imminent failure threat. Similar to 61, is it gonna be moving? I know that people have heard about the Quartersville Road one. This is not, doesn't have the same potential as that one.
So is there a timeline when this engineer is going to do all this?
I'll have a proposal to get up to get an engineering firm on board by next month. And you'll have to approve. Similar, it's the same process as 61.
And then how about the crosswalks?
That's what I was saying, we're gonna defer contractor to be out there to take a look at that and give us an estimate. Have them installed.
Does the state have any say in when you do crosswalks potentially on a county road?
We do, no, the state does not.
Alright.
We do an engineering study, which we provided, and there was several different locations that were proposed, but this one, the one at Cumberland Farms was the one that we've chosen to put in place based on that study.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Moving on to proposed action items. Number one, awarding fuel oil bid.
Martinez?
Handle.
Village, like, somebody before, did I hear somebody?
I heard Martinez and Handle, I'm not sure why.
Martinez and Handle. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number two, authorizing purchase of one new compact utility tractor, Greene County Department of Buildings and Grounds.
Lennon.
Hobart. Lennon and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number three, amending agreement with local 968 AFS CME AFL CIO Council 66 regarding temporary change of work hours and work days.
Handle.
Lennon.
Handle?
Lennon.
Yeah.
Lennon? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Two, Tommy and Hobart Village. And that's carried.
Can I just ask, did that work out? last year?
I think it seems big,
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it seems to be beneficial. I mean, are we gonna have to work on Fridays at some point because of paving schedule and the weather? Absolutely, but right now, we could get more culverts.
pipes in and stuff during
Switched
the day,
over.
in a 10-hour day, you can't.
Right. Just getting mobilized takes a while.
They're showing up on time, coming in early.
Our building supervisors are making sure that they're out. We have to stay on them, but yes.
If anybody sees something, say something.
Will it do any good?
Absolutely.
Better.
Better, let's look into next year. Number 4, accepting proposal for engineering services, replacement of County Route 1 culvert over Brownell Creek, town of Halkett. Leg. Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 5, accepting formal proposal for installation of live stakes on County Route 2, town of Lexington. Leg. Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Jim, just quickly,
Would they be getting that stuff from soil and water?
You know, they ran out of all their live stakes. That's why the cost is. I think they have areas where they can harvest them.
Yeah.
The ones that they already have readily available, I think they're allocated for their
projects.
red balls.
Yep. Thanks, Jim.
Number 6, accept formal proposal for repair, County Route 67A bridge over Catskill Creek, bin 3-30308-0, town of Durham.
Lennon.
Handle and Lennon, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 7, authorizing agreement between the Highway Department and Catskill Watershed Corporation, County Route 1 culvert over Brownell Creek, and the town of Halkett. Darrell, Leg, and Bulich show in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 8, authorizing county highway and solid waste superintendent to apply for funding from the Scary County Watershed Management Implementation Program. Martinez and Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 9, authorizing purchase of 2 utility trailers. Lennon. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 10, awarding the replacement of County Route 1 culvert, Brownell Creek, CIN 01-00-474-HAL, town of Halkett.
Bulich.
Lake and Bulich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 11, awarding the replacement of County Route 23C culvert over Townhouse Brook, CIN 23C-09-306-JEW, town of Jewett. I'll move that. Bulich second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 12, awarding bids to purchase materials, Highway Department. Martinez and Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Awarding quick quote for paving contracts under New York State contact tracks.
Bulich, Hobart.
Bulich and Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 14, awarding bids for washed and screen crushed stone.
Hobart.
Hobart and Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 15, accepting formal proposal for construction contract, administration, and special inspection services for the residential drop-off project at Catskill Transfer Station.
Lewis.
Rivera.
Lewis and Rivera, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 16, budget amendment, Greene County Highway Consolidation, Local Street and Highway Improvement Program.
Martinez.
Angela Martinez, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 17, budget amendment, County Route 67, Jack Arch Culvert Replacement Project, CIN 67-06-180-GRN, Town of Greenville. Lennon and Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 18, budget amendment, insurance recovery, Greene County Highway.
Martinez.
Martinez and Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Is there anything else to bring before Public Works Committee this evening?
Motion to close.
Sure.
Second.
Lennon,
All right.
and Lang, we are closed. Too long.
Linda's not here.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to call Economic Development and Tourism to order at 6:38 PM. There are no action items for this month of May, unless someone else has something to say. Warren, Warren? Go right ahead.
Just make note of one item. The state just recently opened round 14 of the economic development grant. This week we'll put out our e-newsletter and social posts that'll go out to all of our databases of businesses to let them know that this round is open for applications. Businesses and not-for-profits are eligible for certain categories. And typically, they submit those grant applications directly themselves to the state on their online portal. What we get a lot of calls on from businesses and not-for-profits, and we've already met with a handful recently in the run-up to this opening, is what we call technical assistance. So we'll get questions and we'll meet with any business that wants to know how do you apply, are we eligible, those kind of activities. And the grant deadline is July 31st. So typically we get a handful of applications that go in and then we get requests for letters of support. It's the 14th year that this program is running. So it would be appreciated if you could help get this information out. Because these are big applications, takes a lot of time for businesses to put these together. They're not already working on it right now. Sometimes it's difficult to put together an application in one cycle. And it's a hunger game. It's only out once a year for that duration.
Could the towns put in for it also?
There's yes, municipalities would be eligible under certain activities as well.
Okay. Thank you. Anything new with the tourism center? About the bids?
We had our pre-bid meeting. The primes are downloading the applications and asking questions. May 22nd is the bid opening. There wasn't a lot of businesses actually at the pre-bid meeting, which gave us some cause for concern. So 2 engineering firms helped us get that information out to plan houses a little bit more widely, and then we saw an uptick. Next week, we'll evaluate whether we think there's gonna be enough bids for the project, because it's a Wix Law project, so there's 4 primes. We may extend the deadline a week or 2, depending on how we gauge whether there's gonna be enough activity or not. It won't really affect the project that much per se. So we'll go through that evaluation process And simply to extend it, we just issue an addendum. Every company that signs up to get plans, they have to, if they're gonna submit a bid, they have to acknowledge whether there's been an addendum or not, which are answered to these questions. But we're ready to go with the project, and we hope we get some solid bids.
Any updates from the IDA regarding Mr. Stewart's or the hotel or the other piece of property that they own?
I don't have an update other than what we talked about, that Stewart still has to pave. There had been some Verizon work that still needed to be done with all their new poles. All of their lines needed to be transferred from the old poles to the new poles. And last I knew, it was mid-June perhaps that they was their next anticipated opening date.
What about gas line?
So the natural gas line, Central Hudson is completed the application. It goes to state agencies for approval. I check with them every week and a half or so, and they still think that they're on track. I know that they did a site visit with Mullen, who will do the work out there to re-verify some of the borings under the roads. And they still think they'll have plenty of time to get that work done in anticipation.
Should they have a time frame or?
Usually they told me it takes a month or so to get the turnaround from the agencies for the permits. They don't have a hard schedule yet that they put in place for construction until they get that permit and they're ready to go.
Dragging our feet. Right, it seems like they're dragging their feet and we have these ARPA funds. I mean, is that gonna put us in jeopardy?
No, because the money is committed.
Okay.
That's the key. It doesn't have to be expended by 12/31.
Amended by 12/31 this year and expended by 12/31/26.
So right, we're dragging our feet. So I don't want it to be 12/26.
Right.
You know, and.
Well, we're not dragging our feet, it's the state.
Right, Central Hudson.
It's on the state, they have to issue the permit.
That's the thing.
And we all know how much New York State loves natural gas.
Touche.
Maybe they can get Eva working on it.
Right.
Just a thought.
And then Cahote Preserve.
Cahote's nearing substantial completion. Will be available for the college, not next week, but the week after for one of their first classes.
Yeah.
There's some water supply issues that are being buttoned up. Buildings and Grounds is in there starting today, doing some painting and cleaning up and getting prepped.
When you're gonna organize a visit down there for the legislature, correct?
Yeah, after they hold their first classes, then everything is finally complete and closed out, then we can have a site visit, a ribbon cutting, whatever you'd like.
Will this facility be open to the public?
It's open to the schools and to the community college. The way that the building is oriented, it's like a classroom. And there's lab equipment. It can't just be open at any time to the public. If there's a group that wanted to use it, then it's always been the college that was in control of the building.
Maybe.
And I spoke with the college when we were down there a couple of weeks ago, looking at the improvements. And we had that conversation. They're receptive to if there's an opening or a group that wants to use it, it would need to be scheduled.
Well, we're scheduling Catskill Middle School sixth graders on June 11th. Be the first group there.
Great.
Good day, well.
I'm chaperoning. 21 days? 27.
Anybody, anything else before economic development?
Motion to adjourn.
Well, it looks like it's running good too. Yeah, that project.
For what I see, they got that done in busy time and they got to come back, right? For
I'm sorry,
touch-ups?
I didn't hear.
The point they were there today doing
See
handrails.
that Saturday.
Yeah, the fence is substantially up. They have an asphalt strip to pave. There's some gates that aren't in yet, so our goal is to have the deck open and available this weekend for the veterans. So weather depending, if the asphalt company can get in there and asphalt stamp and they're gonna color match the plaza that's there. That's what we asked the owner of the project, or Stephen Perry is the site control of the project. Get that done so it's ready.
Anything else then? I had a motion to close by Handel.
Second.
Second by Lennon. We are closed.
Good evening. I'd like to open government operations at 6:47. We have 3 resolutions. I'll get right into it. Number 1 is amending resolution number 279-11, adoption of the Greene County Administrative Manual for revised lactation policy. I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Number 2, authorizing agreement, Greene County with Enterprise Fleet Management.
Move that.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed?
I'm gonna pilot this with sheriff's department, correct?
That's the first one.
Distribution mortgage tax.
Number 3, authorizing distribution of the mortgage tax.
Marquez.
Martinez leg.
Martinez leg. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? I just want to make a quick statement. Recently, I was reading an online magazine, I think it was called The Small Bunny. Where there's some strange information that Greene County is a pay-to-vote county.
Pay to vote?
Pay to vote because of the chargebacks to the towns. I just want to make it clear that all counties in New York are pay-to-vote counties. All elections, the costs of running elections are covered by the taxpayers. So whether you like it or not, the taxpayers are funding all the costs of running elections. So all counties in New York are pay-to-vote counties.
We have to pay the buck on the sidewalks too.
Yes, we do. And I know that we've had our disagreements on town chargebacks for elections. But honestly, I think that's the only fair way. Otherwise, towns like Greenville, New Baltimore, Durham are helping to pay for village elections, and towns like Catskill and Athens and Coxsackie. So by having chargebacks to the individual towns and villages, those towns and villages are paying for their actual election costs. And it's not spread out amongst the taxpayers that are not creating these charges.
Can we pick up the tab for all of the college chargeback?
Yeah.
That could be,
Yes,
that the towns
yes.
could be paying.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
we,
county
years ago, we implemented 20.
implemented a 5-year plan where they went up
It took it,
20% every year until they covered them 100%.
took us 6 years.
How much about do we?
760,000?
It's slightly amends per year, but anywhere from 650 to 7. It goes up by the number of kids.
They spent it.
But that's on college.
College chargebacks.
Right.
Oh, you're right, that's what I'm asking.
That was a big burden that we took off the towns.
Yes, it is. But if we didn't do the chargebacks to the towns, as I say, that would be paid through county taxes, and towns that didn't have village elections would be helping to pay for them. Does anybody have anything else to come for government operations?
Well, I'll just say that I see that as a unfunded mandate from the county
Put it on the record.
to the towns.
I know you do, Pat, but your town citizens would be helping to cover, through county taxes, would be helping to cover village elections. And you don't have a village.
Right.
Does anybody have anything else to come before government operations?
Motion to close.
Second.
Thank you.
Night, Hobart.
Because it was on print, the parakeets got together and didn't want it on the bottom of the cage.
Okay.
You made it funny. You get that? General? Patty did.
What are you telling me for?
So the college chargebacks are about 700,000 pounds.
Give take. Plus, and then we have the sponsorship fee to the college as well.
Right. No, I'm just saying the chargebacks that we could be charging town.
Yes, we did, probably, as
They used
Greg outlined, we went through a 5-year plan.
6 years.
We had to suspend it 1 year, and then we finished in year 6, but now we've taken over that charge completely. And that was one of the resolutions we passed up to the state to change the chargeback process, not process, but the
Yeah, I just wanted
unit prices because of the differences in the college tuitions between the community college.
The fact that we supervisor the town of New Baltimore pushed that along. You remember? I was only a little kid. What do you mean then? I think you still are.
All set, Charlie.
Ready? Now, Matt, if you keep still, we'll get through 40-some resolutions. I can't wait for this. Can't wait? All right.
I'll move along.
I know my hearing isn't too good, so
What's that?
I was told my hearing isn't too good. That's what, Mr. Bewley's told. Anyway. First resolution, urging the state of New York to enact, excuse me, the rescue EMS package of legislation to strengthen our emergency medical service.
Vera. Full committee.
Who moved it?
Yes.
Lennon moved it,
Lennon?
Hobart seconded.
And who else seconded it? Everybody?
My sister- That's my sister Karen.
I think I'd be.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, that's carried. Number 2, authorize agreement, Greene County with Enterprise Fleet Management.
Davis.
Davis?
Bueller.
Mr. Buell, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 3, awarding fuel oil bids.
Hobart.
Hobart?
Bueller.
Buell, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Number 4, authorize the purchase of new compact utility tractor, Greene County Department of Buildings and Grounds. Marquez? Hobart, second. Hobart, second. All in favor?
Who motions?
Martinez,
Thank
Hobart.
you.
That's carried. Okay, number 5, authorize the purchase of radio equipment for Durham Tower Site.
Lennon.
Lennon, Mr. Buell, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 6, authorize a contract, TIPCO's eligibility verification assistant, EVA.
Bueller.
Mr. Buell,
Davis.
Davis seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Number 7, accepting proposal for engineering services for the replacement of the County Route 1 culvert over Brownell Creek, town of Halkett.
Like,
Mr. Lake.
Hobart.
Hobart seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Number 8, accepting formal proposal for the installation of live stake on County Route 2, town of Lexington.
like,
Hobart.
Hobart.
Hobart seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Number 9, accepting formal proposal for the repair of the County Route 67A bridge over Casco Creek, bin number 3-30308-0, town of Durham.
Lennon.
Mr. Leonard. Second,
Davis.
Mr. Davis. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Also carried. Number 10, authorize agreement between the Highway Department and Casco Watershed Corporation culvert over Brownell Creek in the town of Halka.
Bueller.
Mr. Lake, you're sleeping on that one.
I just waiting to see if.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. He woke up. He did wake up. Number 11, authorize county highway and solid waste superintendent apply for funding for the Scary watershed management implementation program.
Hobart.
Mr. Hobart.
Vera.
Thanks for that.
Second,
Lavera.
Mr. Rivera. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 12, authorize the purchase of 2 utility trailers.
Hobart.
Davis, Mr. Hobart, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 13, awarding the replacement of the County Route 1 culvert over Brownell Creek in number 01-00-47-HAL, Town of Halka.
Like,
Lake,
Hobart.
Davis, and Mr. Hobart, seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. Number 14, awarding the replacement of County Route 23C culvert over Townhouse Brook in number 23C09-306-JEW, Town of Jewett.
like,
Mr. Lake. Jewett second. Jewett second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. 15, authorizing awarding bids to purchase materials highway.
Hobart.
Hobart.
Leonard.
Mr. Leonard second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 16, awarding quick quote for paving contract under New York State contract.
Hobart.
Mr. Buick and Mr. Hobart second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. 17, awarding bid for wash and screen crushed stone.
Davis. Linger, indeed.
Yes, you did.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 18, excuse me, accepting formal proposal for construction contract administration and social inspection, special inspection services for the residential drop-off project at Catskill Transfer Station.
Bueller.
Buick.
Hobart.
Leonard and Mr. Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 19, authorizing MOU between Greene County Department of Human Services and the Department of Economic Development, Tourism, and Planning for transportation services provided by the Greene County Transit System.
Bueller.
Buick. Leonard, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. Number 20, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Unique Training Solutions.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
like,
Leg seconds. You woke up. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. Number 21, authorize agreement, Greene County Mental Health Center with Carroll Durham Central School District.
Leonard.
Mr. Leonard.
Davis.
Mr. Davis, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. 22, authorize agreement, Greene County Mental Health Center with Woxsackie Central School District.
Hobart.
Martinez. Mr. Hobart, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Who motion?
Charlie Carmen.
Opposed? So carried. 23, authorizing agreement, Greene County Mental Health Center with Hunter Tannerville Central School District.
like,
Hobart.
Lake,
Linger.
Linger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. 24, authorized agreement, Greene County Mental Health with Wyndham Ashland Jewett Central School District.
like,
Leonard.
Leg and Mr. Buick seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
That's carried. 25, authorizing the Greene County Department of Public Health and Greene County Economic Development, Tourism, and Planning Department to prepare, and issue an RFP for planning and engineering service in order to provide a corridor study of a section of New York State Route 145, 7.1 miles to the town of East Durham, New York, in order to do an assessment of transportation-related health and safety. New York State Department of Health, year 12 performing incentive.
Lavera.
Leonard Rivera, Mr. Leonard second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. 26, amending resolution 133-24, approving related service provider contract preschool special education program.
Davis.
Mr. Davis. Rivera. Mr. Rivera, second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. 27, appointing members of Board of Directors of Soil Conservation District.
Bueller.
Mr. Bueller. Mr. Leonard, second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 28, authorizing distribution of mortgage tax. Martinez. Hobart. Mr. Hobart, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 29, reestablishing the Department Vehicle Fund.
Davis.
Hobart. Davis. Hobart, second. 30, establishing the Economic Development. Pardon me? Yes, all in favor, excuse me. My other assistant. That's carried. Number 30, establishing the Economic Development and Tourism Fund.
Hobart.
Hobart.
Leonard.
Mr. Davis, Mr. Leonard, second.
Is
All in
this-
favor?
I'm sorry.
And you want a second?
No, I just wanted to ask, does this have criteria for it, or?
This is, go ahead.
Yeah,
We already put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, but we
No,
put it
this
down
is-
in its own
This is on
funds.
hold.
This is the reserve.
Yeah, we got it.
I understand reserve, but we have a lot of money in our budget already for tourism and economic.
Yeah, but this one is more focused on economic development, specifically the cementing that corridor, rehabbing that as well. The original money goes back as far as the Athens Gen mortgage tax received back. We put $1 million away for that corridor and trying to turn those job centers of cement plants back. That's one of them, but so it's outside of, all of these things would be outside of operating funds, it would be special projects that it's difficult to budget on an annual basis because things come hit or miss on any given basis, so this provides us with the funds to do something unique or quickly, rather than having to wait to go through a budget cycle. All of these funds are the same way.
When you say a budget cycle, you mean a monthly budget cycle?
No, the annual. Because I mean, to come up with a, if we had a proposal to do a project, a large economic development project, that's gonna come to a time where, unless it's a really long range issue that we could pick up in the cycle over the summer, let's say, included in the November adoption of a budget for the following year, typically those things don't occur easily for us. So this allows us to have the money set aside so that something comes up last minute, we can react to it at that time, rather than waiting another budget cycle. So your big projects, they don't come every year, they don't come frequently, so the ability to.
Right, but this money is already in a fund
included in the
now,
budget is difficult, but it also skews the budget because you have an appropriation that you, let's say you may not use every other year. So I get a washboarding effect of the budget.
Yeah, but this is not a restricted fund balance, is that this money is already in.
Well, it's in defined fund balance,
Well, it did,
just like we got.
All of these are, I hate to use the term buckets,
I
but
know it is.
they're grouped to similar activity, be it vehicle purchases, be it IT purchases, whatever. These are the things that we can't annually predict in a budget, or they come around once, in a lifetime maybe. We talk about cement, that would be a once in a lifetime economic development package.
so we could put this money in there now, and next month we can decide to take it back out if we want to.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you have that flexibility. But we have these noted cost centers broken by operational divisions that allow us to center the money, but you have full control over it.
Thank you.
Mike, okay? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Okay, number 31, reestablishing the Emergency Service Equipment Fund.
Like,
Davis. Davis seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 32, establishing the General Facility and Maintenance Fund.
Rivera.
Leonard.
Rivera, Mr. Leonard seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Number 33, establishing the Bridge and Road Reconstruction Reserve Fund.
Leonard.
Leonard, I'll second it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 34, reestablishing the Highway Equipment and Facilities Reserve Fund.
Rivera.
Leonard. Leonard.
Mr. Leonard seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. 35, establishing an Information Technical Fund, Technology Fund.
Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Rivera.
Mr. Rivera seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 36, reestablish the Real Property Tax Stabilization Fund.
I got a question on this. Reestablishing, I thought we've always had it, so why would we reestablish?
We're redoing all the ones we previously did because there's a change in tax and finance. Not only label it, but the dollar amount to each of the funds. That's the only difference. Previously, we didn't have a dollar amount.
So as of 12/31/23, we've got 11.4 in that sales
Correct.
tax reserve fund.
Which is
tax
the maximum amount that we can go to under that designation.
under that designation.
Yes, we're limited to a 10% contribution based upon the general fund operating budget. Your operating budget is $114 million, so.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second that.
Winger Davis.
All in favor of that? Opposed? Carried. 37, reestablishing the Solid Waste Equipment and Facilities Reserve Fund.
Leonard.
Mr. Leonard.
Like,
Blake seconds it. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. 38, 2023 budget amendment capital project number 140 community service building.
Where did this figure come from? 24 million. How do we know that that's what it's going to cost?
It is, I don't quite want to call it arbitrary. It's based upon an estimated square footage of the square footage that the existing building is at now. We haven't finished the spatial evaluation to estimate what a new building could be. We've also previously talked about moving the two tenants out into an outbuilding and then perhaps some other county development there. So you have multiple square footages and you have the potential for water sewer extensions as well. So it's a little bit of a catch-all right now. Anything that's not used on the project that would be redistributed at the end.
More to set the account up.
Right, yeah, I'm going through expenses now to do the due diligence process on the land itself. And as well as the spatial evaluation.
So we're doing all of these things and this is all supposed to be bookkeeping or whatever, or this is?
You could call it a little bit of bookkeeping, yes, because it establishes the capital project. We've already done that with 140, just put seed money into doing the original evaluation. Now that we have potential sites to do that evaluation on wetlands and that kind of stuff. So not knowing the final square footage that the 3 or 4 buildings you may have, I'm just using the square footage that the Justice Center got bid out at, and then an estimate for possible water and sewer extensions that have to go along with it. Well,
Are we required to do this, what we're doing right now?
I would say required, it's more transparency than anything.
Right,
I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm a contractor potentially looking at this meeting going on, saying, well, the county's looking, hey, they got 24 million, they might.
Listen, you got your
Throw in
treasurer
something.
standing here telling everybody that you have $100 million in the bank. So
Yeah.
I think at the same time, we should define that there's a use for that money that we put aside.
The competitive bidding still is gonna be bid out.
Yeah.
And there's multiple items here as well, so this, I don't want you to think that a building is gonna be this dollar amount. I'm factoring in multiple buildings and sewer and water.
I know Peter is not here right now, but Have we gotten the most current audit of our finances by our auditing company?
The final audit is still in the middle. Yeah, I wouldn't quite say in the middle, but we're pretty much at the end. We have to submit the AUD to the state. The June deadline. It usually takes us all the way to June to finish that off.
I'll move it.
Who moved it?
Lennon.
Mr. Leonard? Got a second?
Pat-
David seconded it. All in favor?
I'm opposed to this one.
Who's opposed?
Rivera.
And
It
Buell.
was with her.
Okay, that's carried. Number 39, budget amendment, Greene County Highway Consolidated Local Street Highway Improvement Program.
Hobart.
Buellage.
You second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. Number 40, budget amendment, Greene County Route 67, Jack Arch Culvert Replacement Project, number 67-06-180-GRN, Town of Greenville.
Davis.
Mr.
Leonard.
Leonard seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Number 41, budget amendment, Greene County Insurance Recovery, Greene County Highway, Martinez.
Hobart.
Ward seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's also carried. 42, budget amendment, Greene County Mental Health, OMH, ARPA, Children's Workforce Block Grant, and Federal Salary Sharing. Dave. Mr. Linger seconds it, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, it's also carried. 43, authorization to pay claims highway.
Buellage.
Julie, Mr. Hobart, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. 44, authorization to pay claims, Martinez would like a second.
I'll say.
Mr. Buellich, who else? Mr. Leonard?
Like.
Oh, Mr. Blake. Let's speak up a little more. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Treasurer's report. Nobody here. So,
Oh, we'll give it a shot.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Like getting put on the spot.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Motion to close?
Well, he's gotta figure out what he's gonna do with the report there.
with the what?
Treasurer's report, you're just gonna,
Self-explanatory.
Well, I think we'll get something.
motion to close, he said.
I'll second that.
He is awake. He woke up. Got a motion to close.
How'd I do?
Second.
How'd I do? How'd I do?
All right.
I should,